Relax happy hour. Dig.
Oh, hello there. It's happy hour. We're recording this at 4 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon. And guess what, Justin Robert Young?
What's up, Brian Brushwood?
I
What's
have
going on?
not yet received a call from Bonnie about any packages, even though I told her a package was coming and it was from Justin. And she was confused. And so I just sort of casually dropped, it's a decoration thing. And my hope is that that was an intriguing enough setup that when it arrives, she will know to unpack it and inflate it and see what it is. Although almost
Immediately,
certainly there's going to be a picture of it, right? The packaging is going to say like
on the front of it.
yeah, right. However it arrives, it's probably in a bag
Maybe.
with a picture on the outside or an insert or like a rule saying do not attempt to breathe this.
Do not offend your HOA.
Right. Warning, if you continue to display this long into April, you may get a letter from the HOA.
All right, so it has not yet been shipped. I'm looking at the.
Oh, no.
I'm looking at the thing. Ordered Tuesday, December 1st. Not yet shipped.
So
Oh no! It says it's arriving Sunday.
oh, okay. All right. So we got some time.
You got time, baby.
All right.
You got time.
We got all the
but-
time.
But now you can just let her marinate on that. Be
Yeah,
like,
it's
"Oh,
really-
shit. Can you feel the tension of when this box is showing up? Maybe we can kill the time by you having your box show up to me."
Oh,
You know,
look, what's this I'm holding? It's a box. It's got a ribbon on it. Why
Yeah.
don't you pull that ribbon?
Why don't you pull the ribbon? The ribbon's my balls. That's what I call my balls. The ribbons.
The ribbons?
The ribbons.
That's what frogs say. Ribbons. Yo, man.
Yeah, dude.
hey,
What's up?
so,
what's fucking cracking?
I sent you a link of something I stumbled across just before we went live. There's some
Right.
there-
Take a look.
So I found there's a Reddit called Cool Guides where you make a picture of a list of things that have your opinions. And this one was labeled 99 mindfuck movies.
Okay.
And I thought that might be a fun, easy thing to sort of walk down.
Yeah, all right.
Do you have that link I sent?
I got it. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah.
Okay. So I assume that these aren't necessarily rated like, or they're not ordered in any particular way, I guess. Certainly not alphabetical, certainly not by quality or reception, or just, I think it's just how this person just thought of them.
In looking through this, I don't know whether I've seen a lot of movies or I really like mindfuck movies, but there's just a lot of movies I've seen on this.
Right. And I was surprised as well. Here, I just posted it in the chat. You want to go walking down memory lane here?
Yeah. Do you want to just start reading them?
Yeah,
and
sure.
we'll,
So first off, The Prestige. Man, 10 years after the fact, what are we up to? 15 years now, I guess. That shit holds up. And
Well, hold on. Yeah. So let's start here. Because as the Auntie Donna boys have said, a crisp Nolan loves a twisty. Is this just all of Christopher Nolan's
movies, yes.
like entire career? Well, I guess Dunkirk, no, right? There's no like big.
Oh, you're saying
shocking
identify
element.
the non-twist. Interstellar, I don't think is a twist movie.
Are you kidding? It builds to the whole. He's the ghost.
Oh.
Spoiler for Interstellar.
Well, that's a dumb twist.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
whether
you know
that's
what?
a dumb
Actually,
twist-
I'm now
whether
seeing.
that's
I'm
a
now.
dumb twist.
I'm now seeing Interstellar on the list. However, mindfuck. I don't think these are necessarily twists so much as just they're like for example 2001: A Space Odyssey. That's not really a twist movie, but it is kind of a mind blower. Like, oh my God, I'm really comprehending the size and scope of the universe and the epic questions
Yeah.
that I'm now evaluating.
So I guess all right. Yeah, so as we go through this, let's also just like understand that mind fuck can mean a few things.
Right.
So we go from The Prestige to Memento,
Right.
another Christopher Nolan movie.
And again, they're not clustered by director
no,
or anything.
no.
Auteur.
They had to spread out the Christopher Nolan filmography as they made this. But I know if you're doing 99 mindfuck movies, you're like, well, we really only have to do 91.
Yeah.
Like we could just list Christopher Nolan's filmography. So Primer.
Yes. Prestige, Memento, I think both belong on this list. I think they're both good. Memento, I actually took a bootleg copy once and re-edited it all forward. And man, that's a weird ass movie if you watch it forward. It's like people act very bizarrely. like
Yeah.
you just said that and then suddenly you're saying something totally different. All right, whatever.
Wow. So you were home editor guy? I always really kind of wanted to be home editor guy, and I never put the time or effort.
I was professional editor guy, so it was like I've edited all my demo reels. I edited for other people. I've been gigging with Premiere for almost 30 years now.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't mean to denigrate your skills or anything, but
Right.
like you would say like, oh, I'm going to just do this for fun.
Correct.
I'm going to, yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. Was I just downloaded like off of LimeWire or some crap, and then just chopped it, and just because I wanted to see it. And
I knew a dude who would edit the commercials out of Seinfeld episodes and upload them to like LimeWire and Kazaa and Morpheus. It's
public
like,
servant.
I mean, at this point, he probably should have gotten a grant from the government. Like they should pay him reparations, like for the work he did for the culture.
Third on the list is Primer. What did you think of Primer? Because that's a bit of a polarizing one.
Yeah, I don't know if it's for me polarizing as it is like it's certainly the thinking man's movie. Like it seems to reward hard sci-fi viewers, which I guess for people who really get a hard on about stuff like that know theoretical physics or whatever. Like I just kind of viewed it for them. In a weird way, I sort of viewed it like a kid's movie where it's like, hey, look, this isn't for or a rom-com. I'm like, I can appreciate elements of this. There are elements of Primer that I really liked. I thought for a small budget science fiction movie, it was great. It was an amazing example of like, how can you make an extraordinary story on very bare, like, you know, with the same scope of like shooting Clerks? Like, how
Right.
can you make a science fiction epic?
I mean, it was made for I think like famously like less than $10,000 or something ridiculous.
Yeah, and they shot it over like 2 years or something like that.
in a literal garage. And
but that being said, the stuff that people are like jack off in the Wikipedia about of like, look, it all connects and it's amazing. I'm like, I believe you. Good job.
well,
Good job.
and this is, and I say this lovingly, like Primer, the experience of watching the movie was very good. Primer, the experience of watching the movie, then reading the Wikipedia was excellent. One note, man, a lot of the stuff that's in the Wikipedia probably should have been in the movie. I mean, it's like once you know it, you're like, oh, I suppose that's implied. Definitely not told, but that's fine. I mean, it's a good enough story that I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Jacob's Ladder. Never saw it.
Me neither. Skipping it.
Okay.
Being John Malkovich.
I wonder how well that's aged, because it was very novel to have just such a famous movie star do such a self-aware Spike Jonze, very Spike Jonze-y joint. And if you've ever read the original script for Being John Malkovich, I just remember flipping through. This is back in the internet when just scripts were just released left and right. I just skip forward, and there's some scene where a monkey is doing sign language in a sewer about with the puppet master guy, and explain like just all of this stuff. Is like, yeah, this seems pretty far off from what I saw.
Yeah, was this the first big Charlie Kaufman movie, or was there a Charlie Kaufman movie before this?
Adaptation was after this. So this is the first time I
this is the
became familiar with that
breakthrough.
name. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think of Being John Malkovich more as a Charlie Kaufman movie than I even really do
A Spike, Jones? Wow.
movie. Only because it's so conceptual, and that's sort of what I like. Spike Jones has gone on to do movies that weren't that, right? Like even like Her or Where the Wild Things Are and stuff like that. Like he's kind of more cemented in this visual aesthetic idea. Like he's almost more like a Michel Gondry, and I don't know if I'm being unfair there because they're both music video directors, but like I think of his aesthetic as something that is like often combined with Charlie Kaufman's like adaptation, being John Malkovich. Like, no, here's like a total fucking twist on a twist, and there's levels and things, and it's intricate and weird. Like, so yeah.
Yeah. What about Brazil? Please tell me you watch Brazil. Terry Gilliam,
Oh, of course, yeah. No,
Jonathan Pryce.
Brazil's great.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You definitely have, because we talked so much about how convinced I was that Toy Story 3 was just Brazil.
It was Brazil, yeah. No, the thing with Brazil is that it was just one of those movies where it was like a generation before that I think people loved so much that I always just loved it. I loved it as like my a family member's loved one, right? Like it's just like, well, that's theirs,
Right.
And so I loved my own generation of stuff, but Brazil is undeniably amazing.
Did you watch Time Bandits, right?
Of course.
Okay. I wonder, did Terry Gilliam do a movie between Brazil and, was that his follow-up to?
That I don't know.
Yeah.
That I don't know.
Mulholland Drive, never watched it. You?
David Lynch, I watched it once in college.
You just said everything I needed to hear.
Yeah, it's certainly David Lynch, man.
Shutter Island. Never saw it. Just heard there was a thing to it, and then never saw it. Isn't that like they investigate a murderer and?
Yeah, it's Scorsese when he was like, "No, Leo, you're my new Robert De Niro." Like, Robert De who? Now I only do movies with you. Friendship canceled with Robert De Niro.
Wait,
Leonardo DiCaprio is
that's
my new
right.
best friend.
Okay.
And so yeah, he was. It's a ghost twist. Like I think he's actually insane in the insane asylum or some shit like that. It's, I don't know if I ever really saw it. I think I just read enough about it.
2001: A Space Odyssey. How old were you, and when did you first see that?
God, college, before I really sat through 2001. It's a movie built for a different
time
attention like span. I remember one time, a Perry Bible Fellowship.
Oh, sure, yeah. Nicholas.
So Nick Gerwich was telling me that him and his friend had come from a Stanley Kubrick festival where they watched Stanley Kubrick's entire filmography.
They lived 17 lifetimes, and their hair was pure white by the time they came out.
I've never felt further away as a human from Nick Gerwich. I was like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like,
it's like that scene from the Stephen King short story, The Jaunt, where it's like they just come out with white hair and they say it's forever in there, and then collapse insane.
Yeah, got me, man.
Enter the Void. Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah, me neither. No idea. Magnolia. Man, there are parts of Magnolia I liked a lot. You know the story about the Tom Cruise part, right?
No. I mean, I don't know a story offhand, so go ahead.
So when they shot that stuff, you remember he's doing like a Tony Robbins pickup artist thing.
Yeah, tame the pussy, respect the cock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they all
very, very like a kind of a part that if it were done now might be more impactful.
Yeah,
like considering the kind of like revived gender aggrievement that we have seen, at least in popular culture.
I need to check my timelines, but I don't know if that was before or after the advent of like the game and the pickup artist scene and all that stuff, or maybe
certainly
concurrent.
contemporary with its birthing.
So when they shot that scene, they hired a bunch of extras. Don't know if you know this, but directors and people on productions don't tend to bother to tell extras what the whole movie is or whether or not a scene is ironic or not. So the story, as I heard it, is Tom Cruise comes out, starts doing the bit, and the extras start losing their fucking minds, getting into it unironically, and then they have to find out later that it's like, oh no, it's a bit.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it, man. Fucking, if I were just sitting in a theater and then Tom Cruise came out, and even if I didn't know that he was
he's
Tom
talking
Cruise,
about crushing puss, it's like, you have my attention.
Well, he's a charisma Godzilla by like all accounts. He walks into a room and everyone just looks at him, and so if he comes out, especially that part where he's being a leader of men, literally, like I'd totally go for it.
Old Boy, never saw it.
Hold on, wait a minute. Before we get into Old Boy, is Magnolia a mindfuck, or is it just a movie that just kind of like is this bizarre drama where frogs rain at the end?
I mean,
like,
again,
is the fact that there's just a big frog scene at the end, is that a mindfuck, or is that just a crazy thing that happens?
I direct you to 2001. It's we're not looking at twisty movies. We're not looking at gotchas. It was in front of you the whole time. We're just looking at, you're blown away and you see the bigness of the universe or whatever.
But 2001 does connect, like, from the monolith to, like, you know, becoming God or whatever, like the idea of technology advancing. Like, yes, it's a heady story, but
let me put it this way.
It does have a coherence to it in a way that Magnolia doesn't to me.
Well, again, I feel like I can't give the thumbs up to Primer with the asterisk of make sure to read the Wikipedia to get the full experience, and yet not read the Wikipedia on Magnolia and complain that because you're right, that shit's out of nowhere and it's not sufficiently set up, and but for all I know, the Wikipedia explains it all in great detail.
I don't think it does. I think that the point of Magnolia's thing at the end is just that, like, we are humans, we are colliding with each other, and the most insane thing can set us on different courses. And so the insane thing that happens is that frogs are raining, as opposed to, let's say, like a flood or a lightning strike or anything.
It's set up
like
alongside those things. There's enough references to the specific Bible verses where it talks about frogs raining from the sky that if you happen to know that thing and you are primed for it, then it's like, oh, look at that. We don't often see a plague of locusts descend, so something like that.
This kind of gets us into this art conversation, though.
Right.
That, like, something that I've really enjoyed with Bonnie's work, when you and I have talked about Bonnie's work, is that in the conceptual elements of it, or at least the pieces that you've described to me, there is a logic, right? There is an element of, okay, well, humanity says you're going to interact like this, and that's why I'm going to challenge you like that. The art that I viscerally hate is the, like, but why? Like, and I kind of feel like not even just Magnolia, but when Paul Thomas Anderson goes into the bazaar, he has a habit of hitting us with the but why. And he's at his best when the but whys are very interesting.
Yeah.
He is at his worst when the but whys are not, and they're just gigantic but whys.
Yeah. Man, I did not ever see Old Boy. Did you?
Oh yeah, Old Boy fucking and Old Boy's got a twist, baby.
All right,
Old Boy's got a that's a yeah.
Okay, that's all right. I'm gonna note that. Donnie Darko.
Yeah, PT.
Yep.
Obviously iconic, but I think that's a movie that's kind of carried by its performances and not necessarily,
and also the music. Man, that haunting score by Michael Andrews, I think it was, is fantastic. And of course the Mad World from Gary Jules is in there. Irreversible.
I
never saw it.
All I know is that I think Irreversible has like a crazy rape scene in it. That's really all I know about it.
1984. That was a fine execution of that book, I thought.
I've never seen the movie. I've read the book, but I've never seen the movie.
You know what's great about stuff set in sort of alternate reality old times is that the fact that it was shot in 1983 for 1984 release sort of almost makes it even better. That retrofuturism. That holds up, and because it's shot on film, it still looks pretty.
Let me also add, as people in the chat are shouting, the original version of Old Boy only, not the Spike Lee US remake. Watch
Okay.
the original. Watch the foreign version of Old Boy.
Cube? Did you ever see Cube? That looked like a video game.
Ain't never cubed it myself.
Yeah. Slaughterhouse-Five. I never saw the movie, and I just
Read the
assumed
book.
the movie
Yeah.
wouldn't be anywhere near as good as the book. The Fall, I never saw.
Vonnegut does not feel like a particularly cinema friendly author.
Yeah, well, especially the dreamlike, shifting backward and forward quality of that story. The Fall, I never saw. Wait, or did I?
Is the fall time is on my side? Is that the fall?
I don't know. Let me see. IMDb. The Fall.
Movie.
2006.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh yeah, no, I don't
No, it's
know.
another foreign.
Yeah, forget that.
Whatever.
They're talking about the season or some shit. What do we got? Predestination? I don't know nothing about that.
Nothing.
Sinacucci, New York.
Schenectady, New York. I think that's another Kaufman movie.
And I have
not
it does,
seen it.
Synecdoche.
Schenectady. Schenectady.
Wait, did they just misspell it on this poster?
No, I think that's-
SYNESYNECDOCHE. Synecdoche. Synecdoche, New York.
Yeah, no, that's how it's spelled. Schenectady.
Okay, I don't believe you.
No, for real.
No,
no.
Schenectady is SCHENACTEDATY. Schenectady.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's a medical theory in a world outside the concept of
SCHENECTADY. And I believe that's
Okay,
where I
so
saw
it's
Supernova
not-
Girl
yeah.
twice. Yeah.
It is okay. So that is how the movie is spelled.
Yeah.
That is yes, and it is written and directed by Charlie Kaufman.
Did you ever see The Butterfly Effect with Ashton Kutcher?
God, if I did, I don't remember, but it was so iconic that I'm certainly aware what it was.
Yeah. It was almost a thing. It was almost a thing.
Yeah.
Rosemary's Baby. Ooh, that got me good.
Classic
At the end. Yep. Moon, freaking great. Highly
Great.
recommended.
Yeah.
Black Swan, never saw it.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Good Paul Thomas Anderson.
Triangle, never saw it.
No idea what that is.
Eraserhead, never saw it. That's David Lynch as well, right?
No, yeah, I'm not quite as up on my horror thriller stuff as I probably should be.
Did you ever see Pi? Who was that?
I did see Pi.
That was the guy that did Traffic, right? What's his name? That was his breakout.
Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
not Traffic. Yeah, that's
Aronofsky. What else did he do?
He's done Mother, who's also on this list. He also loves these. What's it called? Ass to Ass. What's the Ass to Ass movie?
the
I just
Requiem
made a
for a
joke about
Dream.
it last
Yeah,
night.
Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, and The Fountain.
I liked The Fountain.
Yeah, Aronofsky's good.
But Pi though, man, I assume that movie is slightly better if I knew slightly less about math and numbers. But like you gotta really shut off if you know a little bit of math, you gotta shut off that part of the brain and think magic.
Well, yeah. I also wonder where Aronofsky kind of fits into the mind fuck element of this list. Like, it certainly is like, oh, okay, now the Jewish mafia is here. I guess now that's a thing.
To steal the numbers.
Yeah.
Mr. Nobody? I don't think I saw that one.
Never heard of it.
Enemy, never
heard
saw
of
that
it.
one. Holy
No.
Mountain, didn't see that one.
No.
Dogtooth, Requiem
Nope.
for a Dream. Is that a
we go.
worthy family watch?
No, my God, no. No.
Uh,
No. And I never know with you. I never
The
know
Cell-
if you're
the
being
S-
serious when
the
you
Cell?
ask these questions.
No, I
for
only know
God's
I only
sakes.
know it by reputation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never
No,
seen it.
God, no.
Well, what's funny is like I think if I am ever to see it, how will I see it and who will I see it with? And I don't
should-
even know that
you
I can get
should.
Bonnie to see it.
I would prefer you to not watch this movie within the next calendar year. In
Okay.
fact, if you ever
Okay.
think about watching it, call me.
Okay, good. The Cell.
Is that Jennifer Lopez?
I don't know. I get mixed up between that and Cube. Both of them in my mind are going around from Saw Puzzle to Saw Puzzle or something. I don't know if that's accurate
Yeah,
or not.
Jennifer Lopez, Vince Vaughn, Vincent D'Onofrio, 2000. Never saw it.
Ex Machina was good.
Yeah. I
like that it was simple.
I got questions about where this lands on Mindfuck, because I feel like Ex Machina is a movie where you're given a fairly straight ahead premise. Yes, it's kind of future centric, but
spoiler alert for the movie Ex Machina. Skip this, but that ending where straight up like you spend the whole movie and then the very end the twist is like, yep, straight up humanity's fucked. She's just gonna kill you all. That's the end. Like that's a fairly remarkable reversal of expectations, given everything that was laid out for us the entire story long.
I mean, I think it's good. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, but that's like one of the plausible endings. There's 3 characters, so you presume one of the 3 is going to win, and the one that you were probably betting against for most of the movie wins. And so it's like, okay,
I disagree. My jaw definitely dropped. I was like, wow, they're really doing that. I was genuinely surprised by the ending.
Yeah, I guess I'm not saying that it's not well executed. It's extraordinarily well executed.
I think you're a little more hung up on this. In fact, here, I'm going to scroll down so we're not looking at the title of this, so we're not hung up on that so much.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. No, of course. No, but this is what we're reading a list. Otherwise, we could just read a list of movies and we could just talk about the movies. Like, I think it's worth it to critique what is a mindfuck and what isn't.
12 Monkeys, I thought was great. I watched it again, still loved it. Prisoners.
Gilliam, right? Gilliam is 12 Monkeys, right?
Yeah, shit, I forgot all about that. And of course, this is before we had settled. The science was settled on Brad Pitt. It was like another cautious step forward on him being a legit good actor.
Because that was around 7, where like he was just like, all right, is he a himbo or is he a great actor? And he was a great actor.
And, and this is before Fight Club too.
Yeah. All right. So I feel like we're getting a pattern here. Paul Thomas Anderson, Terry Gilliam, Chris Nolan, Darren Aronofsky, and then a bunch of foreign films.
And Charlie Kaufman, is that right?
Yeah. No, Charlie Kaufman scripts or director. Yeah. You're right. So like those 5 are the Mindfuck 5.
Well, I think we're going to see some other names in here. Well, first of all, Prisoners I never saw. Did you?
Is that Fincher?
Yeah, I don't know. Vertigo, I assume they're talking about the Hitchcock Vertigo.
I would presume as well.
Which I also have never seen.
No. Prisoners is Denis Villeneuve.
Oh, wait. That's the guy who did The Arrival, right? Yeah.
Did The Arrival, is doing the new Dune. Yeah.
Usual Suspects. That's Bryan Singer at all?
Bryan? Oh, yeah. No, that was iconic Bryan Singer.
Yeah. The Sixth.
With, I guess now they can't run it on TV anymore. Now are they just gonna like CGI Jar Jar Binks in for Verbalkint? I mean, like, is all right. Question: Is The Usual Suspects just erased from the history of the planet? Considering that Bryan Singer has now been canceled thrice, and the iconic performance in that movie is by somebody who was also hilariously canceled.
Allow me to propose not a world in which things are canceled forever, but instead that things temporarily go on the outs. Like I would say that movie is on the outs with the world right now. But that whether or not it stays there,
it would be great if we could send art to prison.
Which is, I think that's exactly where it is. I think it's in prison right now.
And then it could do public service. Like at a certain point, the studio or the artists or whatever just need to mail the movie to a bunch of people.
Yep.
Or just go and explain the movie or talk about the movie. Just do shit they really don't want to do. Like,
here's how you're going to know it. Like, for example, my kids don't give a rat's ass about the story. They don't know none of that. And if I show them that movie, they're going to think it's a very good movie, and that's all they'll know of it. And the incoming generation will, barely remember their parents talking about something terrible about the actors that were in it.
Give me the keys, you fucking cocksucker.
And
The Sixth Sense.
you know the story on that lineup scene where they
Oh, yeah.
for anyone who hadn't heard it, it's just basically that's all them genuinely cracking each other up and just fucking around. It's amazing. Sixth Sense, great. Got to try to get
I once got into a near fist fight with a friend of mine on whether or not that was a movie or a film. Would you consider The Sixth Sense a movie or a film?
I would consider anyone who thinks there's a difference between the two a cunt.
Almost a fist fight between me and a friend of mine.
And both of you are assholes because I didn't hear a third option and that there is no difference between the two.
Well, I guess my position was that they were far closer. I guess the idea was, I think it spurred from the idea of like, was it worthy of a Best Picture nomination? Like,
Yeah,
which
I think it was.
got.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think its
yeah.
use of color composition, of laying things right. I mean, it was an excellent, excellent magic trick.
Yeah.
The Matrix, excellent.
Iconic. I remember.
I liked it better when it was called Kung Fu Panda. Same movie, for the record.
I remember going to see Wing Commander.
Oh, man.
Only so we could see the Phantom Menace trailer on the big screen. And before the Phantom Menace trailer was The Matrix, and being like, damn, that Matrix movie looks fucking awesome. Went to go see it at a theater that I still try to go to see a movie at whenever I'm back in South Florida, and fell in love. What an iconic fucking movie.
Yeah. Under the Skin, I don't know anything about. Never saw it.
Is that the Scarlett Johansson one? Where she's like an alien and she's like wandering through Scotland and shit? Yes, it is. Anyway, that's what
the whaling.
This is an episode called Justin Googles Things he half remembers. Yeah, the whaling. I have no idea.
Happiness.
No.
I remember it's not a happy movie. That's all I was told. Perfect Blue. Never saw it.
Don't know.
Gone Girl.
Yeah,
you know
Fincher.
What? Oh man, I managed to forget that there was any kind of twisty aspect to Gone Girl until I just saw it on this list. Dang.
Yeah, and remember, a successful book while we were conquering the charts with Diamond Club.
One that knows the taste of the Diamond Club's ass. It was one of many. Let's see, Mother I never saw.
Tell your movie to speed run the Bible. Again, although that one I actually really liked from Aronofsky, in that if you should have just called it "We're speed running the Bible."
Nope. I never saw it.
She's
so.
Mother Earth. It's. I'll tell you what. If you want a challenge, there's like one very challenging scene, but an adult movie for which you could watch with the Josie and Penny. Mother might be one of them. Like,
really,
it's very weird, right?
Wow.
If you know that they're speed running the Bible, then you know that they're speed running the Bible. Things make a little bit more sense. There is one scene that to this day, I'm shocked didn't get the movie like protested and run out of theaters.
Wow. So let me take a look at Mother on Common Sense Media. They actually do a pretty okay job of trying to set. Wow, they say 17 plus. Horrifying situations and surreal escalating nightmare.
It's tense. It's
Parents
tense
say
for sure.
17, kids say 16. Huh.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, I mean, like, for you to really kind of understand it and latch your claws around it and not just be kind of like, oh, people are being very weird and adults are being very odd. Like, there is that. But again, once you pick up the like, oh, Jennifer Lawrence is Mother Earth and the rest of the characters of the Bible.
God, I know that we've talked about. Well, sorry, I've never seen Tale of Two Sisters.
No,
haven't seen Primal Fear. The Lobster we've talked about, but I
never saw it. I never saw it.
Yeah, Truman Show. I wonder how that holds up. in a world
Ye-
where we now live with that very real reality.
I remember, I mean, I was such a Jim Carrey fan.
Hmm.
Growing up, like it hit right at the right time for me, like age wise. Like I loved In Living Color. I loved Ace Ventura and everything. And so like Cable Guy, I was also like right in the zone where everyone's like, this sucks. It's not Dumb and Dumber. He's not falling down. And I'm like, fucking Cable Guy rules. And then Truman Show came out. And I remember being a little let down and then watching it again and being like, oh shit, this movie actually rules, because they marketed it with like the 3 slapsticky kind of moments in the movie to get Jim Carrey fans in the door.
Right.
But then it rules.
Fight Club, of course. Excellent. Seven.
Yep.
Yep. Inception.
Fincher, Chris
I,
Nolan loves the twisty.
you're still good with Inception, right? You're not part of those who have turned against it.
No, I really like Inception.
Yeah, I do too.
If anything, just because like whether or not it all connects, it told a very complex story in a way that was digestible. And I think people get too hung up on whether or not everything connected when it's like, oh no, it was like, everything sort of hit. The moment that like they're like 3 levels deep and the van is going over the edge.
Right.
And then they cut
then
back
gravity,
and the van is like 3 inches further than it was the last time you saw it, and it gets a laugh. I was like, this movie's fucking brilliant. Like it knew how to break in this very complex, like dream on dream on dream kind of architecture. They came back to that laugh and broke it up. Now, maybe, and I think that there's an argument for this, Chris Nolan didn't want you to laugh there. And this was a very serious thing, because he has not really done a whole lot of like using comedy to break things up since then, but I love it.
Yeah. Vanilla Sky, man, that one, I didn't know there was any kind of twist to it. I heard that part of the reason it performed poorly is because they're like, look, man, absent the twist, we don't have anything here. What we need to do is lure everyone in. Let's just make all the posters just Tom Cruise's face really big. And then that's all we got. Please go watch the movie. I never saw it.
Oh, it rules. Vanilla Sky, I really like. Although I don't know whether or not I was my head was up my own butt enough as a college art film guy that maybe I gave it more credit than it deserved. That being said, Cameron Diaz's performance in the first like 15 minutes of this movie is something that Andrew Main and I have quoted back to each other a billion fucking times. It is iconic and great.
That's awesome. Did you ever see
your body makes a promise, Brian?
Did oh, that's where that came from. Did you ever watch The Machinist?
I didn't. I felt like I got it from all the stories about how much Christian Bale lost weight, and I was like, I think I get it. Congratulations to Christian Bale. You lost a lot of weight for a movie role.
They double dip on that too, because they first of all talked about how skinny he got for that role, and then all they could talk about is he put on 200 pounds of muscle to play Batman. It's like, okay, yes, he did, but let's go back to the part where he weighed enough for me to a one-arm bench press. It's like, yeah. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I wonder how that one holds up. It's been a minute.
I recently watched it, and I very much enjoyed it. Is that another Charlie Kaufman?
Yep, and another Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it turns out Jim Carrey loves a twisty too.
Yeah, also David Cross is in there. Did you ever?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Did you ever see Upstream Color?
I never did.
I think it's from the same guy who did Primer, and
yes,
man, I liked it a lot. Here's the spoiler. Do you know anything about the subject of it?
No.
Spoilers. If you think you might see it, skip this. But if you could go in blind, go in blind. But basically, someone walks in, uses hypnosis, gets somebody to empty their bank account, and then gives them the post-hypnotic suggestion to sit around and make paper links for the rest of their days. And it really fucks them up bad. And two people who are victims of this person find each other, and they never overplay it or anything. But you're like, oh, these are two victims of rape. And then once you see it through that lens, it's really poignant and bizarre. I liked it a bit, quite a bit. Groundhog Day, of course. American Psycho, I never saw. The Illusionist, I saw.
You never saw
most
American Psycho?
Nah, I mean, I saw the scene, something Huey Lewis, and couch is nice and plastic. And
so wait, so what did you know Christian Bale for anything before he played Batman?
Yeah, fucking
Newsies.
The real mind blower, fucking Equilibrium, his defining role of all time as, as the Grammaton cleric. He was fucking great with Sean Bean in there.
Oh yeah,
and Kurt Wimmer,
Gun Kata.
Gun Kata, yeah,
the
Gun Kata. God damn, I'll rewatch that shit right now. Hereditary, never saw.
By the way, American Psycho, worth watching.
Okay.
The Illusionist. No, wait.
Yeah, that was the one with Ed Norton. And
shit,
the Illusionist.
It got so subsumed by The Prestige for me because I think they came out in the same year.
They came out like back to back. It was one of those like father like son, vice versa. Armageddon, Deep Impact. You got to have two come out at the same time things.
Yeah, I don't even remember what happens in The Illusionist.
I think he like cures war with a magic trick or something. I don't know. Yeah. Hereditary, I never saw.
No, I've heard it's great though.
Split, I saw in the theater because I trust Jeff Kanata, where he said, I mean this with everything in my being. If you have the chance to go in totally blind to Split, go right now. And I did, and I thought that was a fine movie. And then, of course, that end scene.
And then Unbreakable.
Yeah. Signs. Bit surprised that's on the list.
Back to back M. Night. But all right, so wait, hold on. Now you're questioning?
No.
Sorry, Brian. Let's not deal with the mindfuck.
No. Signs was a flat out terrible bad movie with a dumb premise. It was a bad movie. Everything else has been a good movie, and your question was whether or not it belonged on a mindfuck list. This belongs on a fucking piece of shit list. Is my take.
I didn't mind.
Oh my God, an organic organism that's walking around in a fucking atmosphere with 80% humidity. 80% of the atmosphere is fucking acid to it, and it's fine, but you throw a glass of water on it, fucking planet's covered. Hey, this seems like a good planet to go to.
Mr.
Fuck this movie.
Science.
Fuck this movie.
Excuse me, I'm holding a symposium in the theater. Don't enjoy this movie for science reasons.
No. Okay, then let's talk about logic reasons. The secret twist was you should use a blunt object and attack the thing that's attacking you. Thank you for the message from the grave, my brother. Like,
okay,
what the fuck?
How about we focus on Mel Gibson reasons? Mel Gibson rules, and I know he's an awful person, but like,
is he out of jail yet? Is he out of actor jail?
No, I don't know if he's out of actor jail.
I mean,
although I do think
he's got a new movie coming out. Yeah,
he's got a new movie coming out.
But that's not the same as being out of jail.
He's out of director jail. He got a Academy Award nomination.
Wow,
recently. Yeah.
Paprika, never saw it. Coherence, never saw it. Oh, what did you think of The Game, that Michael Douglas one? That was Fincher as well.
Yeah, no, great. It was referenced a lot when I worked for the Go Game.
Oh, got it. Yeah, of course. The Mist.
Yeah, man, Frank Darabont.
For the life of me, I can't remember if I've only seen the preview or watched the full movie. Midsummer, I hear things about.
They're great, yeah.
Identity, I think that's why I didn't go see Shutter Island, is because the things I heard made me think, well, I watched Identity. Is that close enough?
Yeah.
Get Out.
I've never seen it.
Get Out was amazing, of course.
Yeah. Get Out was... I
mean...
I liked Get Out because it had a schlocky twist.
That's the part that nobody wants to talk about, is the schlocky aspects of Get Out. And
I loved that. I was
Stephen Root
me to the movie. It bound me to the movie more that it was like, because to me the schlocky element was like, no, it doesn't matter. Like we're not like, because I think what you're hoping for, what some people are hoping for is like, oh, is there a really clever NLP like times a million, or are they micro dosing people with like something, or is it a flash brain transformation? Like it's like, no, it's fucking like 1930s slapstick serial. Like we're gonna comically use a big saw to cut open your head, and
Well,
then, like,
and that's
replace
just it.
brains.
If you go in with your brain set to Twilight Zone and not Sixth Sense, I think you have a more
But-
fun time.
But I think it gets you to the point that the what the movie is there more for
Right.
is the idea of denial of personhood and vis-a-vis race, of the idea that like, oh no, we think so little of you that we will take your body. Like, and
Well,
that,
and
I think
also
it's like
there's
it put the spotlight squarely on that idea, instead of making it, what a clever way they figured out how to make these people act like other people.
well, and of course there's the cultural commentary on white society's obsession with different aspects of white society, denigrating but also wanting to be black society and so on. And Incendies I did not see. Our editor John hated Annihilation. I loved Annihilation.
I ain't never seen it.
Okay. The Orphanage I didn't see. Time Crimes, is that Kronos Kremen? Is that the I think that's
Got me on that one.
that's a foreign language film, or Spanish. Interstellar I liked a lot. I liked a whole lot.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was where Nolan went from gotta see it in the theaters every time to, I'll see if people really like it.
Oh man, no, I've watched it a few times. It holds up. That score, man, that fucking loud ass, terrifying organ.
That also is double plus powerful as a dad.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Like, because that hits all the dad notes.
Correct. Lost Highway, man, had
I don't know.
that Smashing Pumpkins song. Sunshine, I am supposed to watch. That's on my list of things to
Danny
do.
Boyle.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Sunshine, Danny Boyle.
They got to go reboot the sun. They're like, the sun's broken. And then somebody says, have you tried turning it off and turning it on? And they said, that's a great idea.
What's Cillian Murphy doing these days, man? Cillian Murphy owned the aughts. I need more Cillian Murphy.
Oh,
When's the last?
is that an actor or?
Yeah, he was the star in Sunshine. He was in 28 Days Later. He was the Scarecrow in Batman Begins.
Yeah.
He was in
Existence.
Inception.
I never saw. Is that a drug related thing?
I think it is. Like there's a fantasy drug or some shit.
Killing of a Sacred Deer. Never saw it.
Never saw it.
Beautiful Mind had the twist spoiled. And
Is he really crazy?
Yeah.
Or is his friend real? I
Yeah.
don't know. We'll
Sorry
find
to bother
out.
you. Fucking, I got a text from a friend who said, this is your one warning. Drop what you're doing. Go watch. Was not disappointed.
So sorry to bother you. I loved from the moment that I saw the trailer, and I mentioned to I was in LA for whatever reason, and I was at Tom's place, and Eileen was like, "Did you just say sorry to bother you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "I saw it at South by. Fucking don't read anything. Whatever you do, don't read anything. Go see it." And I'm like, "All right, I'll do it." Fucking saw it in the theaters. My only regret is that I didn't see it in Oakland. We saw it in San Francisco because
Man.
but it was fucking conic. So good. The one thing I will say about Sorry to Bother You is that upon rewatch, it does have a little bit of that, like a different version of what your criticism is with like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, where it's like, it's a lot more of a lumpy movie than you might remember it
Yeah.
because you love certain elements so much. Like the big twist in Sorry to Bother You happens a lot earlier than you might remember. And there's a
Really?
lot of that movie that happens after that that is so not nearly as interesting.
Just
as,
minutes and minutes of, can you fucking believe that moment that happened 5 minutes ago? Can you fucking believe that moment that happened 10 minutes ago? Can you fucking believe it's now been 25 minutes? Can you believe that moment happened though?
Yeah. But great movie. I can't wait to see the next
Boots Riley.
Yeah, see the next Boots movie.
Yeah, dude. Stalker, never saw.
Nope.
Clockwork Orange, I saw in second grade.
Try the wine. Yeah,
Eyes Wide Shut.
classic.
Eyes Wide Shut. I wonder how that holds up. That was
Yeah, I can't
fairly-
imagine. Are you aware of the conspiracy theories around Eyes Wide Shut?
No,
That Eyes Wide Shut was either one or
a
both.
documentary.
You say that as a joke.
Yeah, that it got too close to home and that they had to get it changed.
Yeah.
And
Well, so there's two conspiracy theories. Number one, that this was Stanley Kubrick's like grand revelation of like elements of high society that actually controls the world, and that he got killed for it. And number two, either or, and these two are compatible, that he made it with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman specifically because he knew that if those two were involved, the very concept of the movie could never be buried, but that he also very much wanted to break up their marriage, which wound up happening, which is part of the reason why I think it might be drawing the bullseye around the bullet hole. That he was either trying to get the best performance out of both of them, and so in a movie about divorce, he tried to literally
get them
wreck their
to divorce.
marriage.
Yeah.
Or he's just a fucking lunatic and just didn't like Tom Cruise and wanted to break up his marriage.
Man. Okay. I'll accept any of those. The Lighthouse. Never saw it.
That was a more recent one, right? Is that the black and white one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
Videodrome.
Videodrome. Is that another Lynchy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Lynchy?
The Handmaiden. Never saw it.
Never saw it.
The End of Evangelion.
Ain't never saw it.
I'd like to believe it's like the end. Isn't there an anime called Evangelion?
I think so.
Arrival. Spoiler for Arrival. If you're gonna watch Arrival, don't listen to what we're about to say.
Then yeah, watch Bill and Ted's.
Hoo boy. If you've read Slaughterhouse-Five, Arrival does not have as big of a twist as you might otherwise think.
Yeah, if you've watched the end of the first two Bill and Ted's movies, it doesn't.
Waking Life, I never watched. That seemed like such a stoner flick that, as far as I understood, it was just a bunch of stoners talking.
Yeah, including Alex Jones, right? Isn't Alex Jones in Waking Life?
He's in the.
Is that the other one?
Philip K. Dick, A Scanner Darkly.
Oh, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
but the same rotoscope thing.
Correct. Yeah. Fear and Loathing, never saw, but I'm familiar with by reputation. The Fountain.
Let me talk about another stoner movie.
Yeah. The Fountain, I liked. I don't know. Mindfuck.
I never saw it.
It's. I mean, Hugh Jackman, not as the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Unchin and Andalou. I don't know that one. Martyrs. I don't know.
Sounds like somebody was at 98 movies.
Yeah. No. But Adaptation belongs on the list. Adaptation was fucking great. Charlie Kaufman.
Iconic. Fucking amazing. No, it's
Yeah.
great. A Florida movie. Always got to love a Florida movie. That's how much fuck fish. And also that Brian Cox scene where it's like the real script, like writer guy.
Oh,
who does
yeah.
the, like Charlie Key or whatever. And he that whole fucking scene.
Is that the dude like I was? Is that like he's got no front teeth or something? Like, who's the character with no front teeth in Adaptation?
Oh no, that's Chris Cooper. That's
Got
how that's how much fuck fish. He's like the crazy Everglades guy that can take him in to go see the orchid or whatever. No, Brian Cox, who's now in Succession. He's the dad in Succession, and he was in the X-Men movies and stuff like that. He gives this like, as Nicolas Cage is freaking out about the fact that he can't write this impossible adaptation of a book about finding a flower. He winds up breaking down and going to this like screenwriters.
That's right.
Thing that he has like always thought is bullshit.
And meanwhile, his brother has no problem. Oh, that's right. His brother's doing a garbage script, and then his gets sold and is doing well. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, but there's the monologue that the screenwriter guy goes on about like how there's drama like everywhere in the world. There's like a mother that's falling in front of their son, and getting shot. And if you can't find the drama in life, then shame on you. And it's something that goes through my head every time I write like Raise the Dead. Whenever I'm like Like, how do I just, there is a drama here. There is stakes here. I just need to find it and dial it up.
Pan's Labyrinth, I thought was fine. A fine, gross, weird fairy tale.
It's a hell of a creature movie. I kind of
Mitch McConnell as the
I kind of feel like at a certain point with Guillermo del Toro, we loved Pan's Labyrinth so much that he learned the wrong lessons from it. Like he was just like, cool, people love monsters, and I don't really need to write a story. In fact, this shit can be in Spanish, and these fuckers will love it. And he's better when the story's stronger. Is all I'll say.
It was like, oh man, the only thing, you know what they wish is they wish that they fuck those monsters.
Yeah, right.
Antichrist, never saw.
I ain't never seen it.
The Gift. Do you know that one?
No,
I don't know that one.
And then Blue Velvet, Lynchy.
Sort of the seven. I know it again by reputation. That seems like a fine list. I wonder. Write us, mail at nightattack.tv.
Do you love a twisty?
Do you love a twisty like Clint O'Connor?
Chris Nolan like loves a twisty.
Wow, look at that, man. That's an hour in the bank.
Did we go pillar to post on that?
Yeah,
Holy
we did,
shit.
dude. Fucking look, I don't see what's so hard about this morning drive time radio DJs.
I got 99 movies and a fucked mine ain't one.
Yeah, how is Pee-wee's Big Adventure not on that list?
Mine. Well, again, is it weird movies or is it movies that like change your expectations? Is it movies that expand your mind and make you think? That's my only thing is that Mindfuck just kind of encompasses, I think, 2 or 3 different types.
Yeah. Also,
of movies.
To be clear, there's nothing about this that says they're ranked or anything. It just is just a list of 99 movies.
Which, to be fair, I think is probably fine. Like I'd rather not get into the like pedantic. Like,
this one's better and that one's
Is
better.
Eyes Wide Shut more of a mindfuck than Cube?
I mean, there's actual fucking in Eyes Wide Shut, though you can't see it with the Austin Powers CGI naked ladies over naked ladies.
God, I remember downloading the European version of that scene and playing it on whatever Real Player fucking shit that existed.
Like,
back
oh
when
my
that
God,
movie came out.
How is this sexier with fewer naked ladies?
Fidelio is only the front of the house password.
All right, man. Well, I guess that's it for today's happy hour. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.
Ooh.
See ya. See ya.
There it is. Nailed it.
Happy hour. Night Attack's happy hour. Night Attack's happy hour.